What is going on, guys? This is All Gaming with my review of Bleach Chapter 675. And this chapter, it was decent. We hardly got any story progression, but we actually did learn, quite a few things. So the chapter, so it starts off from last week where we see Madara, he's now attacking, and we see Obito, he acts quickly and he just Kamui to send Sakura out of the dimension so that she could join Kakashi and Sasuke again. So that was like pretty good to see. Obito is definitely, looking up for other characters, even though he is so close to dying himself. But we see now that Sasuke and Kakashi did not wonder, what's going on, because obviously Sasuke had no idea that Sakura was in the other dimension. But we see Sakura now. She's more concerned about Kakashi's eye because it is gone, of course, thanks to Madara. So immediately she gets up and she starts using medical ninjutsu so that she can fix it. I mean, it's not like she could do what Naruto did later on, but at least she can stop the bleeding, of course. And so now we see now we see Sakura. She's now letting Kakashi and Sasuke in on what her and Obito were talking about in the other dimension. And so of course, as we all know, Obito has no strength to move at all. I'm actually surprised that that he's still alive, because he actually did put in the other chakra besides the nine tail in Naruto. So the fact that that he was still alive after that, it definitely goes to show how much his life had been extended by. And so right now he was saying if he loses any more of his strength, then the Black Zetsu will definitely take over, and it will give the other Renegon it will give the other Renegon to Madara. And so now we see that even though Obito had only put in only one of the Renegons, he almost lost himself to his overwhelming chakra. So can you imagine, what would happen to Obito if he dared to put both in? He would have been, a power-driven madman, because the Renegon, created by chakra, just would turn over his body and to use it as a host. And so obviously, Obito definitely does not want Madara to get the other Renegon as well, because if he does get that, he'll become so terrifying, then no one will be able to stand up to him. So obviously Obito is still looking out for the greater good, and he actually wants Sakura, to destroy his eye. But sadly, Sakura does not get the chance to do this, of course, because with Madara not being there, there is no way that she could have done that. And so now because Sakura took so long, Madara definitely have both of the eyes now, because we see now on the next page here, we see Madara's hand. It is now inside of Obito's body, but we actually see that it's now on the black eye where the Zetsu is. So maybe it makes it easier for him to do this. But we actually see that Madara had actually placed a seal around Obito's heart, and so he wondered, how in the world did he, remove that? And we actually see that it was thanks to Kakashi that when he used that lightning chakra fused kunai to pierce him, that right there it had what got rid of the seal. But of course, if it got rid of the seal, then it also meant that it also destroyed Obito's heart as well. So that means that all this time Obito had been alive without a heart, and that right there, is definitely kind of crazy, because it basically means that Obito is kind of like immortal. I mean, clearly he's not, because he is dying, but the fact that he's been around for so long now without having a heart, that right there, is pretty freaking crazy. But the seal itself, it was actually interfering with him trying to become the Jinchuriki for the Ten Tails. So it's actually good that Kakashi did get rid of it, because if Obito never became the Ten Tails, then obviously we would not have Naruto at the point that he is now. So Kakashi basically kind of helped set the thing in motion. And so now we see that not only did Madara, place this seal on Obito, but he also put it on another person. And this seal, it also, it also prohibits somebody from committing suicide. And the other person that he put this on, it was Ren, because he was saying that, both her and Obito, they use the exact same method, to get rid of this seal, and it was by Kakashi. So that right there, it was definitely interesting. But I'm pretty sure, people saw this coming. How it was Madara who was behind, Ren becoming the three-tailed Jinchuriki, and how he set all these in motion so that Obito would eventually become his pawn, because somehow he got Minato to get sent on a mission, and he got Kakashi and Ren to be all alone, and they were surrounded by all of these mythical ninjas that were also being controlled by Madara as well. So all of this was also motion by Madara, just so that he can bring Obito to his side, and that was it's definitely messed up. But Obito here is definitely like trying to figure out why would he want Obito to join him so much, and then basically because of Obito's feelings, like his kindness and sympathy for others, and even the way that he was so good with the elderly, and he said that that Madara, that for Obito to become evil, all he needed was for him to fall once, and all that good that was inside of him, it would turn to hatred. And Madara actually had a good point, but clearly if Obito knew the truth, then he would have definitely never became evil, of course. But Madara is definitely done playing around, because now he plans on taking back his left eye, and clearly Obito has no strength, to resist that. So it's definitely, like kind of game over for Obito, because I definitely know after this he is dead for sure. So rest in peace, Obito. You were definitely good to the end. I'm glad that at least got set back on the right path. But we see now that Naruto here, he has finally taken care of Madara's shadow, as we see now that it's covered in that seal, and it even has a body pierced with the black rod. So obviously the shadow of Madara is not going anywhere anytime soon. And so we see now that the original Naruto had left a clone in place to watch over the shadow. And eventually, when Naruto does join up with everybody else, we see that he actually places his hand on Kakashi's face, and when Kakashi actually opened his eye, it has now been restored. Now, of course, it's not gonna be the Sharingan eye, but it is a regular eye. So somehow Naruto here has some like godlike power where he can actually restore people's limbs and organs. And so I do wonder, now that Naruto has restored Kakashi's eye, is it possible that he also fixed Guy's leg? Because clearly that would then start breaking down. And so now that we've seen this kind of power from Naruto, do you think that he'll also restore his Guy's body to its like original state? Because obviously he has saved him from dying, from opening the 8 gates. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if he fixed his body as well. But now we see, Team 7, they are reunited and like talking among themselves, and we actually get, this like flashback that we've seen plenty of times where Team 7 first formed, and we learn about the characters. So I'm really not going to go into much detail about this because we all already know this. But now back in real time, we actually get Kakashi's thoughts about how Naruto has already passed the Hokage, and even though he's the legend already, he still wants to become Hokage. And Sakura, she clearly had feelings for Sasuke, and no matter what she can do, she cannot get rid of them. And she feels like it's her duty to like save Sasuke from the darkness. And Sasuke, it's rather the most complicated one because Kakashi never understood him, and even now he has no idea what his dream could be. And even Sakura, finds this doubt about when he said, to become Hokage, because clearly that right there means something else. And so, like, they're all trying to figure out, what exactly is Sasuke's dream. But sadly, they cannot, find out what it is, because Madara is now back, and Kakashi was like reminding them of the lesson of when, they are first formed Team 7, that was teamwork. But for some reason, I feel that, that Sakura, she is nowhere near Naruto and Sasuke level. So clearly, I don't expect her to do much, but I am curious to see what she will do. But I am curious as to why we did not see Madara, coming back from the other dimension. I feel that, maybe when Madara, does come back, he actually might look different, and maybe that's why we didn't see him. But overall, the chapter, it was definitely decent, so I will give it like a 7 out of 10 because it was decent. We did not get that much story progression because Madara did not come back just yet, and so of course that right there, it's not really moving the story along. We mainly saw more Sasuke's powers, and we did see the end of Obito because right now he's obviously dead. But as always, please let me know we can throw the chapter as well because I would love to hear your opinions on it. But as always, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe because that really helps me out. And you guys take it easy, and I will see you all next time.